welcome everyone to this presentation today. I hope that you're going to find this exciting and interesting. We've got a lot that we want to talk about. We're going to look at some AI governance, and then we're also going to look at how those of you with Dremio can really take advantage of some of the advanced capabilities of Domo. All right, so that's me, Carl Altern, Principal Program Manager of Data Governance at Domo. Now, as you can probably tell from my accent, I am not native to New York or even the USA. I am very fortunate to have worked in Australia, Singapore, and now I do live in the USA, this fine country. It's great to be here. I've spent over a decade working in data and analytics with primarily a focus on data governance, historically, obviously, as per my title. But recently, my role has now changed to also look at AI governance, given the amount of focus that there has been in that space over the past 18 months. So before we begin with the AI stuff, I should at least introduce the company that I work for, Domo. So Domo is a cloud-native data and analytics platform designed to make data accessible and actionable for everyone across an organization. It integrates and manages data, empowering employees with user-friendly dashboards and apps. I have to admit, some people have already come up to me today during this session and say, well, why, if you guys manage data, are you at a Dremio conference? Fair question, but I will answer that later during this presentation. We actually have a very unique and powerful relationship with Dremio that I'd like to explore towards the end of this presentation. So I will say, as you can see from this slide, Domo is a comprehensive data and analytics stack, extending from the foundational data management to advanced analytics. It encompasses a range of capabilities like data connectors for seamless integration, BI and analytics for insights, and embedded analytics that can be tailored to whatever yours or your customers' needs are. Additionally, Domo includes AI, which we'll be talking a lot about. We also have app creation, workflow automation, and all of this is under a secure environment that prioritizes governance. My favorite. So with that out of the way, let's talk about the fun stuff. 18 months. Can you believe it? It's been 18 months since ChatGPT became widely available. Really, that was a bit of a pivotal moment in November of 2022 when the conversational AI became widely available. I remember when I first heard about ChatGPT. I don't know about you guys, but honestly, it sounded like a passing fad. But I had a friend who recommended that I give it a shot. So in December of 2022, I signed up, and I couldn't believe it, right? Almost immediately, I was impressed by its capabilities. I started using it to research complex subjects and to wordsmith emails and blog posts. It was extremely impressive in its capabilities. But you know what? In March of 2023, it got even better when ChatGPT was upgraded to GPT-4. This leap forward introduced enhancements in understanding and generating human-like text, making interactions more fluid and versatile than ever before. Not everything was an improvement, though. For those of you who've used GPT-4, I'm sure you realize that it has a tendency to generate large amounts of text in its response, far too much text that is usable. So in my prompts, I always include instructions to keep the response brief. In December of 2023, the EU enacted the AI Act, establishing the world's first comprehensive AI regulations. This pioneering legislation categorizes AI by risk levels, mandating strict compliance for high-risk use to ensure the security, privacy, and ethical adherence. It promotes transparency, requiring AI developers to conduct impact assessments and to document AI systems' design and function, aligning technical progress with the EU's fundamental values. Launched in February of 2024, Gemini Ultra is Google's most advanced large language model, featuring state-of-the-art performance across a broad spectrum of benchmarks, including text, image, audio, and video understanding. Additionally, this model sets the standard in its context window being 1 million tokens in size. And just last month, in April of 2024, Apple released their OpenELM AI models. These efficient language models may not perform as well as their larger brothers in the benchmarks, but what sets them apart is their ability to operate independently without an internet connection. I'm sure it's not long now, probably on the next line of iPhones, that we'll have AI on our phones even when we're offline. So what does this mean for us? Well, as we explore the rapid advancements of AI, it's important for us to understand the pace at which these technologies evolve and also their potential. Starting with GPT-3, now GPT-4, and any moment now, GPT-5, these tools are not only more powerful due to the underlying larger language models, but they also feature enhanced capabilities like handling larger prompts, image recognition and generation. They can search the web for you, and controversially, very soon, they'll be able to generate videos for you. Now, although the fundamental concepts of neural networks and machine learning have been around for decades, it's really only very recently that generative AI has started receiving massive interest and investment. Something to think about here is, what will GPT 6, 7, 8, 9, 100 look like? What will its capabilities be? And how soon until it comes out? Early information on Sora, which is OpenAI's video generator, has indicated that it can generate videos up to 1 minute in length. I think, though, that it's inevitable that that length will increase. How soon until Sora can generate movie-length long videos? And what impact will that have on the movie industry? So my experience with image generation tools like Midjourney and now GPT highlights the significant improvements over time. Back when I started using Midjourney, generating text on images was, sorry, I'm stepping over the line, was impossible, right? Or at least very challenging. But here, as you can see on this image was generated by AI. We've got GPT-3 and GPT-4 clearly readable. There is an error in the middle. GPT-3 in the middle is meant to be 3.5. I couldn't change that, no matter how I engineered the prompt. But the fact that I got this far is impressive. And I'm sure that future modifications to GPT will change that and fix it. By the way, all of the images in this presentation have been generated by GPT. So, not sure those of you who went or saw the Consumer Electronics Show earlier on this year. I didn't go, but I watched some videos of it, and it was very interesting. What we saw is AI's expanding influence on our daily lives. Predictions from CES suggest that soon AI will be integrated into almost every home product, enhancing our living spaces with an array of AI helpers like this AI coffee bot that will automate away the mundane tasks. And this extends to the workplace as well, where AI integration into software is becoming increasingly common. So let's look at some of those. In the realm of AI integrations in the workplace, there are some standout successes. Klarna, a Swedish financial services company, made headlines earlier this year when it replaced 700 employees with an AI chatbot built on OpenAI. This assistant improved efficiency dramatically by reducing repeat inquiries by 25% and cutting the average response time from over 11 minutes to less than 2 minutes. Similarly, Dukan, an Indian e-commerce startup, replaced 90% of its support team with an AI-powered chatbot, which responded to customer queries almost instantly, reducing the response time by 98%. Meanwhile, Blue Focus, a Chinese company, plans to replace its outsourced copywriters and graphic designers with AI. These cases, primarily involving natural language processing and content creation, showcase effective AI applications in specific business functions. However, these success stories may give an exaggerated sense of AI's adoption in the workplace. A recent survey by McKinsey paints a very different picture. Only 28% of respondents use generative AI regularly at work, and a significant 60% rarely use it at all. Furthermore, the survey highlights that while some individuals have been using AI at home, 13%, the overall integration of AI into daily business operations remains limited. Despite the impressive impacts at companies such as Klarna and Dukan, the reality across the broader corporate landscape is that the majority of organizations have yet to fully embrace generative AI. Now, I felt it might be interesting to compare this to another advanced technology, data and analytics. Now, displayed on screen is a study by my colleague at Domo, focusing on a consumer packaged goods company. The analysis reveals an interesting trend. Whilst the employees that typically use data in their day-to-day jobs, such as the data scientists or the BI engineers, use it a lot and have no problem with using data and analytics, the other employees, the 97% who are less technical, prefer to use simple tools like Excel and are generally incapable of using more advanced solutions like Domo or Power BI. As you can see, the pattern of hesitancy and slow adoption among the broader employee base is not unique to AI, but it extends to BI technologies as well. Given these parallels, we must ask ourselves, what strategies can we implement to enhance the adoption rates of these advanced technologies? How can we bridge the gap between having the capability and fully leveraging it within our organizations? So we're going to talk about that now. Whilst generative AI may seem like a frontier technology, the fundamentals of change management and governance required to implement it effectively have been around for decades. In this next part of the presentation, we'll explore how the principles of data governance can inform AI governance strategies. I'll also talk a little bit about how Domo is handling these challenges as well. So to start, let's consider the foundation of any governance strategy, policy. A clear, well-defined generative AI policy is essential. It should articulate the purpose, scope, and boundaries of AI use within your organization. This policy serves as the blueprint from which all other AI policies and initiatives should be developed to ensure that they are aligned with your organizational goals and ethical standards. The second pillar is clarity. A policy, no matter how comprehensive, is only effective if it is well communicated and understood. It's important to share this policy with your employees and provide them with the necessary training. And lastly, we have safety. It's crucial to create an environment that is secure, yet promotes exploration. By providing a safe place for your employees to experiment with AI, you encourage innovation whilst mitigating risks. Now, in implementing these three pillars, policy, clarity, and safety, we create a robust framework that guides the responsible use of AI. Let's do a deep dive into each of these. So the first pillar of AI governance strategy is policy. In a world increasingly driven by artificial intelligence, it's crucial that we establish a comprehensive usage policy tailored to our office environment. This guiding document addresses important questions such as whether or not and how generative AI can be used in our daily office operations. It explains the rationale behind why we have a generative AI policy and specifies which AI tools have been vetted and approved for use within the company. Now I'm going to share a slide that we use at Domo as part of our own generative AI training. So let's break down what happens when we interact with generative AI, using the example in this slide. From your computer, you send a prompt to the provider's servers. These are sophisticated systems that are designed to interact with the large language model, process your request, and then they will get a response from the large language model that will then be forwarded back to you. The question that arises, though, is what happens to your data at the provider's servers? Now, with providers like OpenAI, Domo has an enterprise agreement with them that the data that we send to them will not be used by them. And I'm sure many other companies do as well. It's a pretty standard enterprise agreement. But that said, if you are using ChatGPT from your home computer, no such agreement exists. In fact, their documentation states that data from prompts will be used to improve model performance. That is to say, it may be used to train their models and appear in responses given to other users. If you put confidential company data into your prompts in ChatGPT at home, there is a risk that it will appear in responses to other users. And what's more is that there are now hundreds, if not thousands, of AI tools out there now. We were talking about AI note takers before this session began. That's another very common application of AI, but there's heaps of them out there. It's important that as a user, you understand what will happen with the data that you enter into them. Appearing as responses to other users is just one possible outcome. Another is that the provider might just sell it onto another company. Either way, your data is getting out there. Moving on to the second pillar of AI governance strategy, we have clarity. With your policy in place, it's important to properly communicate it to your employees. Clear communication ensures that everyone is aware of the guidelines and understands how to follow them. Ensure that these policy documents are easily accessible by all employees. They shouldn't have to search through files or request permission. The information should ideally just be at their fingertips, ideally on a company intranet or in a dedicated digital resource hub. Regular communication is also vital, given the pace at which AI is evolving. It seems like there's some new big news story about AI every week, and you need to keep your employees up to date about that. At Domo, we like to keep our employees up to date using our all-hands meeting. We have a section of the all-hands meeting dedicated to that. This helps keep everyone informed and aligned, reinforcing the importance of responsible AI use within your corporate culture. Now, I want to talk about AI literacy, but before I talk about AI literacy, I need to first talk about data literacy, its predecessor. Now, much like literacy in its traditional sense, data literacy includes the comprehension of data presented in various forms, the capacity to interpret that data, and the competence to use it in decision-making. It's a fundamental skill, really, in the digital age, where data is as valuable as currency. Now, the foundational skill of data literacy paves the way for AI literacy. AI literacy involves understanding the capabilities and limitations of AI, how these systems are created, and the implications of their use in the office and in society. Now, together, data literacy and AI literacy form a powerful combination that is critical for effective AI governance. Now, to effectively govern AI and manage change, it's crucial to engage your team with continuous learning. Here are some proven strategies for building AI literacy that you can implement in your organization. The first one, webinars and workshops. They provide an excellent foundation for AI education in any organization. They range from the fundamentals of AI principles to specialized deep dives into specific technologies. To build on this foundation, AI coding workshops offer hands-on experience, demystifying the coding aspects of AI, effectively bridging the gap between theory and practice. Certification programs recognize and validate AI competencies, motivating employee education and bolstering future prospects by signaling AI proficiency to employers. And my favorite, competitions and hackathons. Further energizing the competitive spirit, they challenge employees to further apply their AI knowledge to solve real-world problems. These events promote teamwork and problem-solving, key drivers of innovative company culture. We hold a lot of these at Domo. We held one recently. It was a cross-functional AI hackathon where we brought together developers and members of the business to solve business problems with AI. Great success. We introduced a lot of people to new colleagues, and we had six solutions come out of it, 2 of which have been productionized and are now being used in Domo and by some of our customers as well. So we'll also say that consistent messaging is critical. As Jeff Weiner, I don't know how to pronounce his name, sorry, executive chairman of LinkedIn emphasized that a repeated and clear communication is key to embedding AI policies into the fabric of your corporate culture. It's only when you are tired of saying it that people are starting to hear it. So at Domo, we prioritize not only the functionality of our tools, but also the security and privacy of our users to facilitate a learning environment where our employees can confidently and safely use AI tools. We have developed applications such as Responsible GPT, which I'm showcasing here on screen. Now, our AI services layer enables a seamless integration of Responsible GPT with any large language model that your company may have. But in this case, we're just using OpenAI. Looking ahead, we're excited to announce Domo GPT later on this year. Domo GPT is our own large language model that will allow us to keep all prompt and response data within our own proprietary Domo ecosystem. Now, beyond our organization, we make these tools available to our customers. And for those of you who are existing customers of Domo, not sure if there are any here today, you can find these tools within the App Store. And for those of you who aren't customers of Domo, I'll be showing you a way that you can get free access to Domo a little bit later on in this presentation. So earlier this year at Domopalooza, we announced Domo AI as part of our Domo ecosystem. Domo AI, it's a pretty fantastic tool. It allows customers to ask questions of their data and receive insights very quickly. Moreover, you can use Domo AI to build visualizations from scratch, and also you can even build dashboards. So users, it's really just an easy way for you to build visualizations using natural language. Now, I'd like to take some time to talk about how Dremio customers specifically can take advantage of Domo AI and the AI services layer. So Domo Cloud Amplifier offers a new approach to data utilization by enabling you to interact with your data where it resides. Cloud Amplifier establishes a direct connection between Dremio and Domo, all whilst keeping your data at rest within Dremio. This allows interaction with your data without the need to migrate it. You can perform complex queries, generate insights, and visualize data trends directly through Domo and Domo AI, all whilst ensuring that your data remains securely within Dremio. I'm sure that there are also some members of the audience who already have their own large language models. perhaps hosted on Databricks, Hugging Face, or Google, I have some good news for you as well. With Domo's AI services layer, you can easily infer from these models within Domo, allowing you to combine your Dremio data at rest with the power of your own large language models. As the cherry on top, once you have once you've done the inference, you can once again use Domo's cloud amplifier to transfer that data back into Dremio, where it can be used for other business purposes. So in a world increasingly powered by AI, it's paramount that we adopt a rigorous and structured approach to generative AI governance. Today, we've explored the essential pillars of generative AI strategy, which are policy, clarity, and safety. Each serves as a critical component ensuring that AI technologies are used responsibly and effectively within our organizations. Now, for those of you who would like to give Domo a trial, I have on screen a QR code and a hyperlink if you want to type it in, that will take you to a registration screen for Domo Free. Domo Free is, as the name suggests, free. You sign up, you get 300 credits 300 credits per month that you can use for whatever purpose that you want in Domo. You can also find guides on how to use Domo, and more specifically, how to connect your Dremio data to Domo using Domo Cloud Amplifier.